So I've had a lot of people ask me what all kind of repair work I do. I mainly work with a guy that's an eBay seller, and he pays me to fix Game Boys, Sega CDs, Nintendos, you name it. Well, today, actually, I had this Sega CD that wouldn't power up, and so I went ahead and soldered a new Pico fuse, which is this guy here, the little green guy here. I went ahead and soldered that in, and I just tested her, and she works, and so I'm pretty stoked to get her back together. I ended up buying like 5 of them from the electronic supply store. They're just 2.5 amps, nothing too special. And what I did is, when I went to test it, when I went to test the original, I should say, I knew that it was bad, first off, because the unit wasn't powering on, and these things are known to pop fuses. Like I said, it's just a 2.5 amp, so it's not a super hefty fuse there. Either way, if you want to test if your fuse is good or not, you can just get your multimeter and go to the ohm setting, and go to pretty much the lowest one that you can find. This one's on 200K, so I could probably go down to 20K or so. It's fine. Either way, you'll know if it's working, because what you have to do, and this is really hard to do with the camera, guys, sorry. I really should get a tripod, right? Either way, you'll just touch either end of the fuse, and once you actually make a contact, you'll see that it'll give you a reading. It'll go below 1. And that's how you know if it's a good fuse or not. If it doesn't do anything, if it doesn't change at all, then you have a bad fuse. Some multimeters have the little speaker sound, and so you can actually go through and test a bunch of fuses without even looking at the readout. And you just listen for that meh sound. I don't think mine has that. If it does have that, then that's news to me. But either way, I'm going to go ahead and put this back together, and I'm going to crack open a second one. So real quick, actually, before I pull out the next unit, I just wanted to show you that I got this one put back together, and it is definitely working. It's funny how just one little itty-bitty fuse can make such a difference, right? Either way, there's my Sega CD on the ground there, and then here's this one here. Gonna go ahead and crack this bad boy open and get this bad boy working. Alright, so first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove these 6 screws. There's one here, there's one here, 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 and there, and there. Alright, so now that I have my screws out, I just flip it over and take this off. That easy. And then you'll have this here. And so from here, man, that sucker's pretty dirty, isn't it? From here, you're going to want to go ahead and take out the screws that are around this thing here. There's going to be one here, one there. Wait for it. There. One over here, next to this little ground thingamajig here. Either way, once you get all those screws out, you will remove this very dirty. let's do a smiley. Sega smiley. You'll go ahead and remove this shielding here. Alright, so once you have the shielding out, I found that there are 5 screws, I believe, for that. You'll come back over here, and then there's going to be screws on either side of this thing here, the port thingamajig. So there's going to be one here, going to be one there. You're going to have to remove those before you can lift your board up. Alright, so once you have those screws removed, you can see that the board comes out now. If you're going to take it completely out, then you're going to need to remove these wire connections there. I've found when it comes to just replacing the fuse, I haven't had any reason to disconnect them, to be honest. So because your fuse is just going to be right here, and that little green guy, my camera's probably not going to quite focus. There it goes. But yeah, that little green guy there, that's a Pico fuse. It's a 2.5 amp. And you can see that there's a little bit of solder on the top connections there. And there's going to be some on the bottom as well. What I like to do is I like to just take my desoldering iron that I got from Radio Shack, and I love this thing. It works super duper good. You just let it heat up, you put it on the solder, you have this pushed in, and just suck it right up, and then you spit it on out. Just that easy, folks. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I wish I could show you how I do that or whatever, but again, no tripod. Alright, so that's where the fuse was. You can see that I got a nice clean desolder there. There's the holes where it was, right somewhere around there. Yeah, right there. Right there, those two. Yeah. And then here's the fuse itself. And so, now that it's out, I can go ahead and check it with my multimeter just to assure that it's dead. And as you can see, I'm clearly touching both sides here, and it's not going under one. Whereas if it was good, like I showed you at the beginning of the video, it would be dropping down. So there it is, definitely a bad fuse, which means it's time to put in the next one. Alright, and that's what it looks like soldered back into the unit. With this particular one, I soldered from the bottom first, and it put enough solder through the hole to make a really nice connection from the bottom and the top on one post. On the second, not so much, so I had to put a little solder on the top, on the side that doesn't have the green thingamajig there, the little green part. Either way, it's in there, so we are ready to put this bad boy back together and see how she works. Either way, this will be the moment of truth here. I have not switched it on yet, so let's find out what happens. It's a-working. Alright, awesome. Go ahead and put this back together. I love this song. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Alright, there they are. Both completed, both working. I probably need to clean this one up a little bit more. I can still see some dirt in the vents and whatnot, but as you can see, they are both working. Well, you can see this one working, but you saw the other one working as well. What's really important about this is preserving the old consoles. Like a lot of people, if it doesn't work anymore, they throw it away, which is really sad. And we can't allow these to end up in the landfill, guys. Like, we gotta do our best to preserve them, keep them going, so people can enjoy them, play them, you know? Anyhow, that's it. If you have any questions or if I can help in any way, please let me know.